The winter wind of post-war Germany cut through the ruins of Munich like a knife. Men who once marched under imperial banners now scavenged for coal. The Kaiser's empire had fallen, millions were dead, and the Treaty of Versailles had carved humiliation into every German skin. It was a nation bleeding in silence, until a voice began to rise from the smoke. He was not yet the monster the world would come to know. In 1919, Adolf Hitler was a failed artist, a bitter veteran, a man with eyes that burned too fiercely for someone who owned nothing but a tattered coat and his memories from the trenches. But history, as it often does, was looking for a vessel. Germany's streets were full of anger, the perfect breeding ground for someone who could turn pain into purpose. That voice first echoed inside a beer hall where disgruntled soldiers and nationalists gathered to curse politicians. Hitler, sent by the army to spy on a small political group, instead found his destiny there, the German Workers' Party. When he spoke, people listened. His words weren't polished, they were raw, electrifying, almost mystical. He promised resurrection through unity, discipline, and vengeance. Men who had lost everything began to believe again. Within months, he became the party's star speaker. Within 2 years, it became the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nazi Party. The early 1920s were chaos. Inflation shredded savings overnight. A loaf of bread cost 1 billion marks. Families carried cash in baskets. Children played with worthless banknotes like confetti. And amid that madness, Hitler offered order. He offered identity. He offered someone to blame. Then came the beer hall putsch of 1923, his first great gamble. With stormtroopers in brown uniforms, Hitler attempted to seize Munich by force, shouting that the revolution had begun. But it was over in less than 24 hours. 16 Nazis lay dead. Hitler was arrested. Many thought his career was finished. In Landsberg prison, he had time and rage. There, behind iron bars, he dictated Mein Kampf, part autobiography, part manifesto, part fever dream. The book outlined a vision so dark that even his cell walls seemed to absorb it. Racial purity, German destiny, the annihilation of perceived enemies. It was dismissed by many as the rantings of a failed revolutionary. They were wrong. When he walked free 9 months later, Germany had changed, and so had he. No longer a reckless agitator, Hitler emerged as a man obsessed with destiny. He spoke less about revolt and more about legitimacy, about winning power not through bullets, but ballots. Behind him stood a machine, Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda genius, Hermann Göring, the decorated pilot turned power broker, Heinrich Himmler, the cold architect of the SS. Together, they formed the nucleus of what would become one of the most terrifying political engines in history. By 1929, the world trembled again, this time from Wall Street. The Great Depression sent shockwaves across oceans. Banks collapsed. Unemployment soared. Germany, already fragile, broke apart. And when people are desperate, they look for saviors. Hitler's message found new life. I will restore pride. I will crush corruption. I will make Germany great again. Millions listened. Millions voted. By 1933, the unthinkable happened. President Hindenburg appointed Adolf Hitler as Chancellor of Germany. The republic that promised democracy handed itself to dictatorship in a suit. The torch of power was lit, and soon it would burn the world.